Hey guys, Maniac here with Twitch with GameAccess.net. Well, you saw the games I picked up this summer, man. What'd you think of them?
It's a little, trite and pedantic.
What?
What?
Okay, now when I did bring up the list of games that I picked up, or that I was planning on picking up, which you saw them, I remember asking you what games you would recommend to people that would intentionally start role-playing games. Now,
Yes.
you know, I don't usually play role-playing games. I'm more of an action shooter kind of player. But as of recently, I have been interested in playing some of these classic RPGs. And you told me that you had a game that you'd recommend to anybody, as well as all of you guys.
Yes, I remember when you asked me what you should get, and I was thinking my list, you've got in not a single one of them.
Well, Final Fantasy X, you did mention that one.
Yeah, not as a must-play. But I would say one must-play would be right here. This is a masterpiece of a game here. Skies of Arcadia Legends. This here is the GameCube port of the Dreamcast Classic. Well, it's not really a port. It's more a director's cut. You got a more things to discover, new enemies, some gameplay tweaks, and yeah, it's just a wonderfully, I guess, a feel-good JRPG.
So what's the history behind this game?
So the history is, okay, as I said, it first came out on the Sega Dreamcast, 2009, I believe that's when it came out. The GameCube port came out, in 2003. It's made by Sega, their Overworks team development studio, which I'm not sure if that's still around. From my understanding, this was from a lot of key developers that made the Phantasy Star series before it became Phantasy Star Online. So it has it's an old school RPG. It's a classic 16-bit game with a 128-bit code.
Alright, so what about the graphics and what about the sound?
Oh man, so it's totally classic. I mean, the graphics are simple. It's very blocky, you know. The Dreamcast version, for example, like the characters didn't really have fingers, they just had little hand nubs. The GameCube, because of the better graphical capabilities, yeah, you do kind of have some kind of hands. But the world itself, man, that's still absolutely stunning. So Skies of Arcadia, that's floating islands. So you fly around in airships, clouds, the sky below, the sky above. Truly, truly stunning, and just a very unique world. You play as a air pirate in Vice.
Interesting name.
So I guess I'm skipping into the story instead now because.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the story.
Really, it's a good contrast to, say, the late '90s with the Final Fantasies, with the moody, mopey heroes. You know, they're like, I'm just angry. Why? Because the script told me to, or I had emo hair, or whatever. Well, I guess to be fair, if you look at Vice, he sort of has.
He does kind of have that look on the cover,
small
yeah.
hair, but he does not have a personality. He's actually quite optimistic, and it's infectious. I mean, he draws you into his world, into his adventure, which is a great contrast again to like the. How are you supposed to like Squall from Final Fantasy? I don't know. He shuts himself off. Where Vice and his crew, his best friend. Oh geez, I'm forgetting the names. How embarrassing! It's been a while since I played it.
Oh wow, you actually have a manual.
I have a manual
with all of the character information, everything else in it.
And I would have been correct. It's his best friend is Aka, who's the spunky redhead, who's actually not annoying, and they rescue this mysterious girl, Fina, who that serves as the plot device for the game, because where did she come from? What is she doing? And little kind of cliche where it's the evil empire that you need to take down, and they want to
Take over the world.
take over the world.
Of course.
Of course. So it takes a little while before you get to the full story of the game. It involves a lot of rescuing and damsels in distress, but like most classic RPGs of the era, it has to do with the elements and crystal gathering, and that's kind of what you do. So it sounds kind of, say, pedestrian, but it really isn't, because
So it's got an open world. It's got a fantastic story.
well,
fantastic
it's
visual
not
art,
so much open world, because again, it's a JRPG. So don't think, say, Mass Effect, where you can go choose different objectives. You're going to go this place first and that place first. It is linear, but you really can take your time exploring the world, because as you fly through, you can discover lost landmarks and whatnot. So it's leisurely in a way, but not. And that's maybe not the right way to say it, but it does exploration at your own pace is key in the game.
Oh. What about the sound?
The sound. Well,
It's stereo.
It's stereo, yes.
Yeah, it's stereo. It's good. Is it good stereo?
It's quite good stereo. Definitely memorable score. Very moving, very appropriate.
Did they ever release a soundtrack in the States? Did they ever
I
do
don't
that?
think they did, but I'm sure you can probably find some good clips on YouTube. So I would definitely recommend that. The theme just captures the game perfectly. The title, it's uplifting. That's the key thing that I have to stress about the game. It's very positive.
It's a nice change of pace.
Much like how the game seems to infect you with just positive feelings. That happens in the game. I don't want to say much more than that, but the positive, good old nature, we got to do this, attitude infects the world. When you you can't help but be charmed by it. It's got a lot of personality. The characters, there's no voice acting in the game.
Really?
Because this was on the cusp, a lot of PS1 games did not have voice acting in their games. A few exceptions would be like the Lunar series with Game Arts, localized by Working Designs. What a great company.
Are they still running?
No. That's a different story for a different day. We will talk about. We can talk about Lunar and then Grandia another day. But so this does not have voice acting, but they do have little sound effects, little like okay or uh-oh, which seems like it should get annoying, but it kind of. At least for me, it does not, because you just like the characters so much. Because again, they're well developed, which is hard to do in a game. But,
Okay, so I'll take this from you, and no, I'm just kidding.
But great combat system. You fight in airships. You fight these 6 giant creatures. You fight. The Empire's, airship armada. So it's a completely different gameplay from the regular combat, which is very strategic. It's very reminiscent in a way to Super Mario RPG, in that your party shares like a monopole, like in that game. It's not as say arcadey where you do button presses or whatnot. It is a standard turn-based system. A lot of random battles. That's allegedly one of the tweaks for the Legends, the GameCube version from the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast version was notorious for random battles, a staple of JRPGs, especially of this era. not really so much of a nuisance, because random battles are actually run a problem. You can kill your enemies off in one move, but you get experience points and whatnot. This game supposedly reduces the amount. I don't remember that being true. You get more experience points, so you level up much faster. But all the boss battles are wicked hard. So at least there is a challenge in this game. Random battles, no, not a challenge. Boss battles, oh jeez.
You know what? That's fair. I mean, I've seen so many games people complain, oh, the playing through the level is so hard, but the boss easy, and then that just kind of seems like you want the bosses to be hard. You want everything to get through that. Yeah.
But again, too, with I guess for the JRPG, you do need to have good characters and good story. I mean, otherwise, and you should have a good challenge, which seems to be lacking in a lot of them. But yeah, no, this one just absolutely one of my favorites, and I say you should pick it up, but it's kind of hard to do that.
Why? But there's no more copies?
Oh, this I think this had a pretty low production run. Rumor has it that Sega is they want to release more HD remasters.
Well, yeah, they're making pretty good money off it.
So yeah, they just when was Sonic Adventure?
Crazy Taxi. Now there's talk about Jet Run Radio.
Jet Run Radio should be soon. Sonic Adventure 2 is going to be very soon. They are teasing a Shenmue, however you want to pronounce it, and somewhere along announcing that hey, we could do that. They apparently announced that they had this somehow done in HD remastering. Somewhere they just somehow
lost it.
No, somehow when they said hey, we could do a Shenmue HD. Oh, it's Skies of Arcadia too, and then kind of that report just kind of figured out. But a few people like me were like, whoa. You said, I heard you say Shenmue, and who cares about the game? You said Skies of Arcadia. Follow up on that, please. I will pay, I bought this game twice already, so I would pay a third time if it could be on the Xbox and I could get, some achievements for that too. I mean, geez. I would gladly just play the game again, but any other perk? Seeing in HD, yeah, absolutely. So Sega, if anyone at Sega is seeing this video, you do have a gold mine. People would love to play this game, I'm sure.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and post your comment about what you think about future topics for me or for Switch, and post your comments about the classic JRPGs that you might like. And if you haven't seen the other videos that we shot, just check the channel because we shot a few other videos. And feel free to enjoy them. Until next time, guys, this is Maniac.
Twitch, and I will show you more JRPGs that you should play.
Fair enough.
All right.
Until next time, guys, over and out.